So this is Wife Material Podcast, episode 5. Size 6 dress equals 6 figures income. So it's for those who might know about Kevin Samuels, he's one of the few people that I saw about this concept about the size 6 dress thing. And it's like, yeah, I definitely like a size 6 figure female. I'm not against size 12, but size 6 will always be better. And size 6, in my viewpoint, because I'm just doing the comparison thing, a woman who can fit in a size 6 dress is the same as a guy who's a 6-figure earner. If women want guys who make 6 figures and above, then it makes sense that guys have something they want, and if they want a 6, 5, 4, size 4, size 5, size 6 dress woman, well, they should want that, right? Because being a 6-figure earner is not common. It's not normal, right? It's not commonplace. That's above average. So size 6 is above average. I mean, a 6-figure earner is above average. And in society right now, especially among women, size 6 dress is above average. Because the average is above size 6. Size 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, all that kind of stuff. So finding a woman who can fit in a size 6 dress, even finding a woman in a dress in the first place is becoming rare. I definitely pay attention more to a woman in a dress, whether she's a size 6 or not. The first thing is, if I see a woman in a dress, she gets more of my attention than a woman wearing jeans or leggings or yoga pants or some ridiculous thing. There's some women out here wearing pajamas. Like, what? Wearing actual pajamas out in public? Well, anyway, I could appreciate, nice pair of jeans, tight pair of jeans on a woman with a nice backside, but that's not very ladylike and not very feminine. I can enjoy the view, but it's not very feminine. A dress, skirt, things like that, very feminine. So of course that will catch my attention way more than anything else. So especially nowadays, if I see a woman who's a size 12 or even a size 14 in a dress, I'll be nicer to her, definitely, more than I would be to any other woman that isn't in a dress. Because to me, if you're a female and you're not in a dress, you're not really a woman, in my view. And that's just my viewpoint. Everybody else can have their viewpoints, but it was always typical. Women wore dresses, men wore pants. That's how it was thousands of years. And I'm old school, so I still want it to be that way for myself. Ironically, I like jeans, but I wear dress pants. I'll wear a suit and tie. I'll dress up. Me wearing a suit and tie is the same thing as a woman wearing a dress. So at least if you're a woman, you better have dresses and outfits like that, feminine outfits that are in your closet, not just your other attire that you prefer. Make sure you have attire specifically that men like. And the thing is, guys like certain things. So if guys like women in dresses, so if you're against wearing a dress, then you're against men. Right? You're against men liking you because men like dresses. Just like women, who like guys who make 6 figures or who just earn a lot of money. You ignore the guys who don't make a lot of money, and you pay attention to the guys that make a lot of money. And guys are the same when it comes to women's attire, when it comes to women's bodies. So if you're in a dress, and I'll add it, size 6, you're going to get way more attention than if you weren't. size 6 dress. But right now, like I was mentioning, the idea that things just even seeing a woman in a dress is rare, and you know, slowly we've been seeing the return of the dresses. You know, nice little fashionable dresses where women can be, you know, comfortable wearing them, but at the same time they're still wearing them, which I appreciate. You know, I've always been an advocate wearing certain undergarments under the dresses and skirts to for comfort as well as for appropriate just to avoid certain inappropriate situations. It's important to wear I'll just say wear like shorts or you know shorts under your skirts and dresses, for example. So there's that. But yeah, size 6 dress. The thing about size 6 is you can be, your weight doesn't matter too much as long as you can fit in a size 6 dress. Because the whole size 6 thing is more about your waist than anything else. So if you have a smaller waist, that's where your dress size is going to be coming from more. Will be from that. Now if you have wide hips and other features that stretches beyond that, that's understandable, but you know, when it comes to a size 6 dress, for example, it's more about waist. Because something that's been long gone for many, many years is the hourglass figure. That's the standard of attractiveness, right? The standard of a woman's body is that she's supposed to have the hourglass figure. Men supposed to have the V-shape figure. That's the muscular figure, right? The V shape, right? Neither men or women are supposed to be round, the circular shape. Circular shape is being literally out of shape. That's why we use the term out of shape. Women are supposed to have the hourglass shape, or the figure 8 shape, or the base shape, and men are supposed to have the V shape, right? That's always, you know, that's, you know, 6-pack ab, all that good stuff, right? If that's what you want, that's fine. Men understand it. Men understand that that's what you want. Men will put in the effort to give you that. All they ask in return is that you give them their equivalent. Their equivalent will be hourglass figure. Be able to wear, you know, size 6 dress, for example. Here's another thing. The difference between a woman size 6 dress and a 6-figure income is that it's harder to get 6-figure income than it would be to be a size 6. The reason why is because at some point in your life, you was a size 6. When you're born as a little girl and start getting older and older, at some point you were a size 6 dress. At some point. All men are asking is for you to go back to that size. You're capable of doing it because you was at that size at one point. Now, when it comes to men, it's like from when the day they're born up to the point they actually even achieve 6 figures, it took a lot of time and effort. They had to create the 6-figure income, right? They had to put themselves in a position where they can have a 6-figure income. They didn't just grow up into the 6 figures, right? It's not like some point in their childhood bank they suddenly had a 6-figure income. No. More likely in their older age is when they have access to a 6-figure income. Women at a younger age automatically get into a size 6 dress figure, and then over time in their older years, they lose that figure. All we're saying is go get it back. You had it at one point, go get it back. You know, just like if a guy, you know, 6-figure earner and suddenly became broke, women ain't gonna be like, oh, that's okay, you know, you're beautiful, blah blah blah. You know, finance positivity. It's okay that you're broke. No, they're gonna be like, no, go get the 6-figure again. You were making 6 figures before. Go do it again, right? Because you did it once, you could do it again. So women will look at guys that way, be like, oh, you used to make a lot of money. You can definitely do it again if you did it once. But when men ask women to, go back to being a size 6 dress, oh, that's not possible. That's asking too much. Like, what? I'm asking you to do something you naturally was able to do before. It's just something that just happened. The funny thing is, you were a size 6 without effort. Now I'm just saying, put some effort to go back to a size 6. Oh, but that's the problem though, because you have to do it. Here's the funny thing. If I literally had like an energy drink or something, not energy drink, but if I created a drink, something you can drink, and it makes you a size 6, I'll make a 6-figure income just by selling that, because every woman is going to want that. Especially if it's a woman who wants a guy who's like, yeah, I only like, women, that wear size 6 dresses. She'll immediately buy my product, buy my drink it, bang, be a size 6 and get that man, because he wants a size 6, a woman who's a size 6 dress size, bang, she'll immediately drink the drink, because it's a win-win scenario. She gets the man she wants, who's more likely a 6-figure earner, 6 feet tall, 6-pack, whatever extra criteria you want. And all you're giving him in return, the most basic, I'm not saying you can't give him more. Of course, he'll gladly appreciate more, but you at least did one thing for him. You're a 6-figure. You fit in a size 6 dress. You fit in a size 6 dress. You did at least that much, and that's very little. That's minimum. That's the minimum of what you can do. And it's funny, sometimes women will talk about being able to do a lot. Oh, I bring a lot to the table. Oh, really? Well, we want to hear what you bring to the table, but here's the first 3 things that come standard that you should already be bringing: kindness or friendliness, fit, size 6 dress, for example, doesn't have to be 6 specifically, but an example: fit, friendly, and feminine. Be a woman, be female. You know what I mean? So if you could bring those 3 things, that's the most basic thing. You should be able to bring those 3 by default, without even effort, without even trying. You should be able to be fit, friendly, and feminine. Then whatever else, whatever skills. Oh, you have the ability to make money. You're good with taxes. You're good with the stock market. You got your own businesses where you have your own stream of income. Great. You can cook. You can clean. You can do this, that, and third. You're good at organizing. Good at planning. Great. Those are all great things. Keep it coming. Improve your resume. Keep adding to your resume. Add all the skills. Oh, you got PhD. Great. Just keep adding all that extra stuff. But the first 3 things, which should be the first 3 basic, simple things you should be able to provide. If you can't do those 3 basic things, everything else is irrelevant, because everything else is just add-on. We need the first 3 things. You being a female, feminine, right? You being friendly, because no one wants, day in, day out, interacting with somebody who's just grumpy and mad and disrespectful, specifically to them on a daily basis. I don't want to deal with somebody who's always mad at me over the dumbest things or nothing at all. They just want to be mad just because they want attention. It's like, oh, no. You're a grown-ass woman. You're not gonna keep annoying me on a daily basis, be disrespectful to me on a daily basis just because you want attention. You're not a child. You're a grown-ass woman. So act like it. And so fit, right? Friendly. Well, the last thing was fit, because I already said feminine and friendly. And fit, because one, fit is not just being skinny or anything like that. No, you don't have to be skinny. For me, the only things on your body that can be extra, plus size, whatever, thick, whatever you want to call it, for me, this is my viewpoint. Everybody else can have their viewpoint, but this is a pretty good measure. Concept is your booty, your chest, your lips. Those are the 3 things on your body that it's okay if they're bigger than the normal proportions, right? They could be big, not a problem. Most guys like those 3 things being big in the first place. But everything else can't be big, right? Can't as in everything else is not desirable. No one's looking for a woman with 3 chins. That's not a thing. Guys prefer slender necks. So having a big neck, not sexy. Having fat hanging from your arms, not sexy. Having fat hanging from your back, where it looks like you have double D cups in the back of in your back, where it's like your front. You have breasts on your front, breasts on your back. Is what I'm trying to say. It's like that's not sexy. Maybe to some guys are, but not on average. Same thing as like not having a big gut. So you can have big booty, big lips, big breasts. That is totally fine. But everything else shouldn't be extremely big. It's just common. It's common that most guys, on average, don't like every aspect of a woman's body to be big. Just want certain aspects. Your assets. Your chest, your butt, your lips. Those are your main assets. They can, that if they're big, better. That's great. So that to me is fit. So having a small waist is fit. So if you can have a small waist, even if you're, thick woman, as long as your waist is small, that's good right there. You got one level of fitness in your stomach area. Your face being, thinner, be less chubby, less round. That's fit. Thinner arms. Your arms shouldn't look like you got big giant muscular arms when they're not even muscular. They're just fat. Just got fat hanging from your arms. Also not fit. So thin out your arms. So slim down your arms, slim down your face, slim down your waist. Try to slim down your legs or thighs, as the word, right? Your thigh area a little bit. Just so there's certain aspects, aspects of your body that are thinner, and then other, assets that you bring to the table will be better, more enhanced. Because guys do like big in certain areas, not in every area. The problem is misunderstanding just because some guys like big things in certain areas that they like it everywhere. It's like, no, they don't. They actually don't. They'll tolerate it. They'll accept it if that's the best they can do, but they don't desire it. They don't want it. They don't add it as a criteria. If you gave a guy the ability to build a woman, like if you gave them a app where they can create a woman, you won't see them deliberately create a woman that looks like Jabba the Hutt, a woman that looks like the Michelin Man, a woman that has a big stomach or anything. No, definitely gonna have big butt, big boobs, big lips, pretty eyes, pretty face, small waist, all that good stuff, right? He's gonna have all these good features. If being round plus or looking like Jabba the Hutt or Michelin Man was a popular, common figure, right? Body type, nobody would be talking about a size 6 dress. Everybody would be talking about size 16 dress is hot, or size 32 is hot, or something like that. You gotta have a gut or this and that. I don't like big boob. I'm not a boob man. I'm not a ass man. I'm a tummy man. I'm a fat hanging from the bicep man. I mean tricep man. I'm a 3 chin man or something like that. Like, no one says that. Oh, guy says that their thing is certain overweight features on a woman. Whenever we talk about women bodies, we mention big butts, big boobs, big lips. Don't y'all notice that? It almost feels like women don't hear men talk from time to time. There's movies where you hear men talk, and those are the 3 things men talk about in the movies, in TV shows, in rap videos. Even in rap videos, you see these women, big butts, big boobs, big lips, in the videos. You think that that's what guys want, right? You would think, but it's funny and weird to hear women, on average, talking about that. No, man, like big plus size women. It's like that's a small minority, not majority, minority that likes that. And most of what makes up that majority are guys who that's the best they can do. That's a because there's more plus size women than there are thinner women, for example, or less plus size. Since there's a majority of plus sizes, over time guys started accepting it. For example, I use myself for example. I never liked plus size women, right? Girl got a gut or something, chubby. Even if a girl was chubby, even if she wasn't even like obese or anything like that, like if she was just chubby, not my thing. I just preferred thinner women. Sometimes so thin that they barely had any curves or no curves at all. But of course, over time, I opened up my selection by allowing for me to expand and be like, I mean, it's okay if she's chubby as long as she's not bigger than me. That's okay. As long as she's big in certain areas that I like, I'm okay with it. If she has a tummy, not a gut, like her stomach sticks out more than her chest, I'm okay with that. I'll work with that. It's not like I need her to have a six-pack ab or her stomach has to be flat. It's just her stomach can't stick out more than her chest, right? If she has to inhale, if she has to suck in her stomach just to make it look like she doesn't have a gut, nope, no siree. You need to actually have a stomach that doesn't stick out that much. Same thing as you have to have arms that don't, that stick out that much. Your waist shouldn't stick out that much. That's the whole point. Your butt can stick out as much as it can. Your chest can stick out as much as it can. Your lips, but everything else in your body shouldn't stick out that much. And these are small areas that you can work on. You can work on your arms. Do some arm exercises and thin out your arms. That's simple to do. Right? There's like certain masks that you can wear. They're designed to like make your face skinnier by making your face sweat. You can wear those masks and ride a bike or something, or just wear it while you're watching TV or something, whatever you're doing. Just to cause your face to sweat, so you can thin out, get rid of as much fat from your face, so you can at least make your face thinner. There's that. Ironically, I do that a little bit myself, trying to thin out my face a little bit so I can look cuter. But I'm definitely working on the rest of my body, lifting weights and all that stuff. But the thing is, there's things you can do to thin out certain aspects of your body, so that way your best attributes are more enhanced, are more visible, and that's what the average guy wants. Like I said, there's 3 parts that are okay if they're big. Some guys, they vary. Some guys don't care for big butts. Some guys don't care for big boobs. Some guys don't care for big lips. That is fine. To each their own, right? There are always going to be an exception to the rule, as they say. All I'm saying is this is 3 general areas that on a woman that does matter, right? The size matter. That the more is okay in these 3 areas. Is all I'm saying. There's leeway in these 3 areas. So if you have less, that's fine. If you have more, that's also fine. But only in those 3 areas. You can't have more in any other area. Less in any other area is great. More is not. But in your butt, chest, and lips, they can be more or less. They can vary. Those 3 areas can vary. But the rest of your body, you gotta keep the weight down. So there's that. That gives you ladies more info on the whole size 6 dress thing, the whole being fit. Because yes, there's guys who like thick, curvy women. Yes, we love curves. We agree. That's why there's some guys who are boob man and some guys who are ass man. Yeah, because we like curve. Certain things we love to be round. Round lips, round chest, round butts. But not everything has to be round. We're not attracted to everything being round. There's at least 3 things on a woman's body that we like to be round. You know what I mean? And I already mentioned those 3. So if those 3 things are nice and round, then you're good. Make sure everything else is not round. Make sure everything else is not out of shape. Again, hourglass figure for women, V-shape for men. You know what I mean? A guy could literally not be that muscular, but as long as he doesn't have a gut, a spare tire, In other words, he looks like Jabba the Hutt, Michelin Man. If he looks V-shaped, right? He has a V shape, basically almost look like a Ken doll. Women would be happy with that physically. If you can be more than that, like have six-pack and muscles and all that stuff, that's just icing on the cake. But a woman definitely does not want you to be round. They're not into roundness. It's obvious women, well, when it comes to roundness, you know, muscles can be round on a man, but everything else can't be round, right? There's something that can't be round. You can obviously have a six-pack. Women will be happy with that, and so on and so forth. But this is not about, you know, men body types. Obviously, just pointing that out is something to keep in mind. But definitely income, the size 6 dress thing compared to the six-figure income thing, that is the comparison there. Because men and women have things that are equivalent in comparison, but they're not equal as in the way you express them. Like, we can't say, you know, like when we say six-figure income for a guy, we can't say, oh yeah, a woman making six-figure income is that's an equivalent. Guys care about women who make six figures. Guys want women who make six figures. We don't. I personally don't care for money like that. Like, I don't put a lot of value in money. It's just a tool. To me, money is no different from a hammer, a screwdriver. It's something that I use to do things that I need to use it for, and that's it. I don't value money like it's something I got to have. No, it's something that I need to do things, but it's not something I have to have. I'll be just fine spending the rest of my life never having money, as long as I have the things that I need. You know, food, shelter, significant other, children, this, that, that. As long as I can have everything that I want, that matters to me more than money will ever matter to me. Money don't mean shit. But, you know, there's people in this world that money does matter. And in society, I see it a lot. Money matters to women. That's why whenever I see a woman, especially on Cameron Samuel's channel, you know, get asked, hey, would you date a guy who's an average earner? And he doesn't even specify the number. But we know when he says average, he means, you know, basically half of the top tier. So if she considers being a valuable man of money, basically being a higher earner, being 200,000, let's say that's her criteria. So if her criteria is a guy who makes $200,000 a year is high value, right, or is her type, then when he says average man, he's referring to half of what she likes. So half of what she likes is, since she likes a guy who makes 200,000, half of that is 100,000. So when he says an average man, would you date an average man? That means a man who makes half of what you would want to have. You want a man who makes 200,000 a year, but on average, there are guys who at least make half of that. Would you date a guy who makes at least half of this type of dream guy, or this guy that you want the most? And they usually say no, that they won't settle or date a guy who's average. But we're referring to average to their standard. So if they think a guy making $1 million is high value, is what they really want, the cream of the crop, you know, that's their type, is a millionaire. Well, half of that, or the average of that, be half a millionaire, right? $500,000, 500,000, six-figure earner instead of a seven-figure earner. But should be like, but these women would be like, no, because in their mind they're thinking, we say average earner, some guy who makes minimum wage. It's like, no one said a guy who makes minimum wage. That's below average. We're not saying a guy who makes minimum wage. Some guy who flips burger at McDonald's. We're not saying, would you date a guy who flips burger at McDonald's? We're saying, would you date a guy who makes half the amount a guy you do want makes? But I know Kevin Simon doesn't state it that way. Like, he doesn't make it that clear for the ladies. But I understand why he doesn't make it clear, because it's to prove a point that even though he's saying average earner, which is him saying something positive, the women always take it as negative, like, nah, I don't want no average earner. Nobody wants an average earner. And it's like, damn, that's ridiculous. You don't even seem to know what he means by average. Average is a good thing. Below average is bad. Average is a good thing. Above average is rare. It's not common. It's not something that you're guaranteed. You're not guaranteed above average. You're guaranteed average because that's the average. That happens more often than not. So average is more often. It's more common. It can happen. So it's better to aim for average because you have a higher chance of getting it than to aim for something that's not average. I know people who be talking about, oh, I can't wait until I hit the lottery and win $1 million, blah, 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 the things I would do. But what's funny about that is, well, thing is, y'all didn't, the thing is that y'all don't play the lottery. Since y'all don't play the lottery, no surprise that y'all not getting the results of that. How are you going to win the lottery if you don't play the lottery? And there's people like that be talking about like, oh, I can't wait until I'm rich. And then I'll be thinking like, but are you doing anything to become rich? Nah. But when I do become rich though, oh, this is what I would do. Wait, you're already thinking about spending the money, but you think about how you're going to spend the money, but you're not even thinking about how you're going to get it. And sometimes it's something as stupid as, oh, I just win the lottery. Oh yeah, you're right. What am I thinking? I'm so stupid. I forgot. Obviously, you win the lottery. That's what every millionaire out there, that's how they became a millionaire. They won the lottery. That's normal. You're right. Duh, I forgot. That's the thing you're supposed to do in life, is win the lottery. Because apparently that's guaranteed. That's for sure the way you become a millionaire is winning the lottery. It's like, are you kidding me? That is so ridiculous. And that's why it's so weird that women that I've seen, especially on the internet, on average, be talking about they want a guy who makes a lot of money, 6 figures, which is close to $500,000 anyway. If it's 500,000, it's close to $500,000. And it's like, well, that's not easy to come by. What is easy to come by? A size 6 dress. That's way easier to come by. You can be a size 6 dress in like 2-3 months. And you don't even have to do it that fast. You could take a whole year. You could take 2 years to become a size 6. You don't gotta rush it, but it'd be better if you did, but you don't have to rush it. But become a 6-figure earner, that might take you 6+ years to become a 6-figure earner. That's a lot harder than being a size 6, size 6 dress. Shit. If I had to choose between putting effort to earn a 6-figure income or wearing a size 6 outfit, not gonna say dress, size 6, tuxedo, right? I would choose the size 6 tuxedo because I know that's going to be way much easier of a goal for me to reach than the 6-figure income. Not saying that I can't achieve 6-figure income, and I am working on it. I'm at least at about 5-figure, but the point is that in my viewpoint, size 6 is easier. So I'd rather go that route. I'd rather go the size 6 because that seems a lot more attainable. And I definitely will have the time for it. Unlike the 6-figure income, which will require a lot more work. So yeah, like I was saying, it's like you want to be the best version of yourself. And if women seek guys who make a lot of money and live a nice lavish lifestyle, nice, comfortable, financially free. Because being a 6-figure earner, that essentially makes you financially free, right? Where you don't have to worry about bills as much. You can, do a lot of the cool things like travel, eat healthier, you tend to have more freedoms that way. So I get it. 6 figures sounds awesome. So does size 6 dress. And again, being a size 6 is a lot easier to do and maintain and keep for a long period of time than a 6-figure income, right? Because at any given moment, hypothetical scenario, right? What if you end up losing your 6-figure? A guy loses 6-figure income. All right, so then he'll become less attractive, right? Less desirable, less useful to women if he loses that ability to make that money. So that's right. So the same thing as when a woman loses her size 6 or loses her fitness, she loses opportunity. She loses usefulness to guys who want a woman who's fit. So that's an important detail. You know, we know what women want, and we're willing to give it to them. All we ask is to give us what we want in return. So 6 figures, you know, definitely good money, but you know, it takes a lot of time and effort to be able to produce that, whether it's getting a certain job that pays up to 6 figures, or creating a business where you can generate 6 figures, or you got a lot of different side hustles or different streams of income that can add up to it. There are options, you know, there are avenues and ways you can reach that goal, obviously, but there's only one way to reach the goal and the ability of a size 6 dress, and that's exercise. And of course, what you eat. Remember, the reason you're big, if you're a big woman, by the way, is because of what you're eating. More likely, what you're eating isn't food, it's products. Because if you were eating fruits and vegetables all the time, you wouldn't be more than a size 6. So if you're more than a size 6, it's more likely because you're not actually eating real food. And that's an important thing. This, you know, this, you know, podcast is also mainly about health. You know, you don't gotta be a size 6 per se. It's just be better, because that means you're putting effort to make sure what you're putting in your body is food, which more likely will translate to a size 6 dress. Even though there's guys, like, you know, we said before that there's guys who do, like, you know, plus size women, even, you know, women with guts and stuff. That's fine. To each their own. There are some exceptions, but that's not general. Plus, it shouldn't just be something where it's like, okay, just because a lot of guys, you know, that you know of, or majority of guys, not majority, minority of guys like plus size women, doesn't mean that that's healthy or that that's the way the human body is supposed to be. The reason we're big, right, we're plus size, is because we're storing energy. We're storing. Think of a car, right? Your gas tank, you fill it with gas, right? Your body, the reason you're plus size is because you're storing gasoline, essentially, right? You're storing fuel, which is in the form of fat. At some point, you got to use the gas. If you keep putting gasoline in your car every day, what's going to happen? Especially when you're not driving it. If you just have your car in the driveway, and all you do is every day just keep filling it with gas, what's going to happen? Eventually, it's going to overflow from the gas tank and start going into the trunk and then the back seat, the front seat, all the way up to the engine. You know, hypothetically. Obviously, there's a limit in the tank. It won't go that far. But let's say hypothetically, it can go beyond the gas tank. Well, eventually, it'll fill up the car, and it'll start leaking out. You know, that's the thing, is that the reason you have all this extra weight that you're carrying, all this extra fat, is for survival purposes. But we live in a society where you don't need to have this fat and carry it around for long periods of time, and, you know, have your body eat away at the fat for energy, because you don't take 1, 2, or 3 months between meals. You eat, like, you know, every 6 hours approximately. Like, I like to schedule my meals around, you know, approximately every 6 hours. Because remember, we have 24 hours a day. We sleep for 8 hours, so we're going to be fasting for those 8 hours. And then the remaining 16 hours we have, you know, you break it down. You could do, you know, an 8-hour thing, you know, sleep for 8 hours, which means you're not eating. So that's essentially fasting. As soon as you wake up, you eat, and then 8 hours later, you eat again, and then 8 hours later, you eat again, then go to sleep. Obviously, you're not eating while you sleep. When you wake up, you eat again. That way, you're doing an 8 by 8. So, you know, because 8 times 3 is 24. So if you do that scheduling, you know, that's 3 meals a day. You know, so when you wake up, you definitely should eat. But don't eat donuts. Don't eat cake. Right? Don't eat bags of Doritos. You know, try to avoid anything that's in a plastic. If it's in a plastic, it's not food. It's actually a product, right? It's a product that's being, that was manufactured, it was produced by humans, right? Men, right? For example, and that's what it is. It's a product. It's something that's mass produced. It's more likely going to be made with very cheap materials, very low quality, because that allows them to make profit, because since it costs less to make, they can charge more in order to make profit, but not too much that a person would not purchase it, right? If somebody sees something for $1 or 50 cents, they'll be like, oh, you know what, I'll buy it. Because it's cheap. It's only $1. You know, it's only $1. Not a lot of money. It's only $1. Yeah, exactly. The psychology. It's only $1. So you would eat that donut, that Twinkie, that chocolate bar, that bag of Doritos. You can get 2 bags of Doritos for $1. You know what I mean? Like, think about that. 2 for $1. It's amazing. But you gotta realize that that's a product. You know what I mean? That's not natural, right? That's not something that grows on this planet. Planet Earth, God, or whatever you want to believe in, right? Whatever your viewpoints are about life, didn't create Doritos, didn't create cupcakes, right? Didn't create the stuff that you think is food. This was man-made stuff. And like I'm trying to put into your mind, you gotta think, these are not, since they're man-made and they're not natural, they're not made by nature, they're actually not made for you. Your body's not designed for man-made stuff. Just because you can put in your body doesn't mean you're supposed to. You can put Clorox bleach in your body, but clearly you shouldn't drink bleach. Duh, right? Well, ironically, that's not common sense for a lot of people in this world, unfortunately. But that's the thing. A lot of people grew up thinking that, you know, Doritos is food. Soda is a drink, something you're supposed to put in your body. No. Water is something you can put in your body all day, every day, and it never be a problem. You can drink as much water as you want, and you won't gain weight from it, which is why you definitely should drink a lot of water. I'm not going to go down into too many things of like, well, I should anyway, right? Because, I mean, how else you're going to get down to size 6 unless I gave you some tips and tricks, right, to help you lose weight. The analogy of burning gas, right? The idea of burning gas from a car, so that way you don't end up filling. Because if you don't drive the car, then you keep filling it with gas, it's just going to overflow, right? You need to drive the car. The car needs to move. Same thing with your body. You need to move your body. You don't need to do a lot. You don't need to get a whole gym membership and stuff like that. All we're saying is watch what you eat, right? Try to eat as much healthy as possible, you know, fruits and vegetables mainly, water, of course, right? Try to eat very, very less stuff that comes in plastics. Try to order out a lot less. Start learning how to cook at home, so that way you know what is in the food you're eating or what you make, because you made the food. You know it's healthier for you than if you bought a bag of chips or bought a product that is quote-unquote food from some convenience store or Walmart or something. It's better for you to make your own food. That's all I'm saying. It's better for you to make your own food. You know, learn how to cook. That's a useful skill, especially if you want more control of what goes into your body. You know, a lot of women like to say, "My body, my choice." Yet for some reason, they don't choose when it comes to the toxic and the trash they put into their body. They never choose, you know, what's in the ingredients in Doritos and cupcakes and donuts and stuff. Y'all never question what's in there. Y'all just put it in your mouth and swallow it. But when it comes to a lot of other things, y'all want to choose and question, but don't question that. So what I'm trying to tell you is, you better question it. Since you're questioning other things, you know, and you're talking about my body, my choice. Well, exactly, your body, your choice. So it should be your choice to cook for yourself, at least. So learn to cook. Learn what what's in the stuff you're eating. Because even if you don't cook as much, if you buy something to like heat up, like a can of soup or something, read the nutrition, learn the ingredients, learn what's in it, understand what is in that can that you're about to heat up and eat. That's all I'm saying. It's like, be mindful of what's going in your body. You'll realize there's a lot of stuff you don't want in your body. Most food has cement in it. You don't want cement in your body. Yet there's a lot of food that has cement. And because it's a small amount, it's not that harmful. But the thing is, that's if you're not eating a lot of that product that has the cement in it. If you eat a little bit of it, yeah, not that much of a problem. But no one really wants to eat cement. But the thing is, if you eat a lot of that product, that quote unquote food, donuts, cake, whatever, that will add up to a lot of cement. Then it will be a problem. So that's the thing. Most of these foods don't flat out tell you like, hey, there's cement in here, so only eat one of us, every week or something, which is more likely how you're supposed to be eating the stuff anyway. Like cookies and cakes and stuff, it's supposed to be like once in a while, once in a month, or like once a week, once a month. But you're here every day, every morning or every lunch, eating cookies every day for 30 days, stuffing yourself full of cement because cookie has some cement in it. You know what I mean? As an example, you should obviously confirm that stuff. But I'm saying as an example, if there's a brand of cookie you like and it just so happens to have small traces of cement in it, and you eat a lot of it, and you really shouldn't be eating a lot of it in a single month, there's a high possibility you're eating a whole bunch of cement, and that can add up and cause you health problems. And that's the other thing, is not understanding that other than your plus size, there's other health issues, trouble breathing, muscle aches, among other health issues that is synonymous with being overweight. Not only that, but also, like I said, the stuff that you're eating is not actual food. So no surprise that you're overweight. You're not overweight because you're not exercising. You're overweight because of you're filling yourself up constantly with stuff that isn't really food, but your body's going to store it and save it for when you need it. But the thing is, you're never actually going to need it because you're always eating. You eat every day. So since you're eating every day, you don't need to store this stuff. This is more reason why you need to get rid of all this extra weight that you're carrying, because you don't need it. You're never going to use it. You always have access to food. As long as you always get your bag right, always make that money, right? You don't need all that extra weight. And all that extra weight is just getting in the way anyway, slowing you down, making you lazier than you want to be. Because if you want to live your best life, you're not going to be able to live your best life being plus size, because you get tired sooner being plus size. You move slower when you're plus size. If you ever remember being thinner, right, being a lot lighter, you know how much more energy you have. The more you did, the more fun you had, being able to be more active, being able to do stuff. The bigger you get, the more likely you're going to want to stay sitting down all the time or stay home all the time, which is counterproductive to wanting to live your best life, right? You want to live your best life and travel the world and have fun. Well, the best way to do that is to be in healthier shape. Even if you don't agree with the idea of being slimmer or being a size 6 dress for a man, at least do it for yourself. It'd be easier to enjoy life to the fullest and live your best life when you're not carrying literally extra baggage, extra weight. You already got a lot to deal with in life. Don't add this extra weight that you're carrying that's not necessary at all. There's no need for it. It's not necessary. It's unnecessary. So that's the thing. It's like, this is something you can control. There's certain aspects of women's bodies they want to enhance or decrease or whatever. And they want to modify. They want to change things about themselves. But something we see often, that happens often, is they usually don't want to change their size, right? They want to kind of shape it and mold their size in a way that could look appealing, but instead of just slimming it down, so that way that way it naturally shapes itself in a more appealing way, they rather just try to mold it. And I'm gonna say it this way: they're literally trying to take this clump of clay and try to mold it into something a lot curvier, a lot slimmer, right? Looking, but it's just big, just a big chunk of a Play-Doh. And it's like, no, don't play, don't play with your Play-Doh, right? Don't play with your body and try to shape it, in a certain way, wearing waist trainers, all this stuff, trying to make your body look appealing when you could just exercise and eat healthier. Exercising to burn off the gas, right? To use all the food that you put in your body. Think about it. You're big because you put a lot of stuff into your body, which quote unquote was food, and your body stored it. Now you need to move to get rid of it. Not only to get rid of it, to also prevent it from compounding, because it's just going to keep adding up. You're just going to keep adding on weight. And if you like being, very curvy, plus size, whatever you want to call it, thick, that is fine if you maintain it and control it and don't let it get out of control. The problem is that most women just let it get out of control. And they put the thought in their mind that, oh, guys like curves. Yes, when the curves are shaped properly, not when you let them just go out of shape, right? When you let them go out of control, where suddenly, like a year ago, you had a nice thick hourglass figure, and then now you look like Jabba the Hutt. It's like, what happened? It's only been a year, yet somehow you went from, a thick hourglass figure to, smashed potatoes or a lump of clay. It's not cute. And, as much as women like to be cute and look cute and do things for themselves, you would think stuff like this will be common. No guy should have to ever point out an obvious observation, because this is what we're seeing. Ever have to see a woman, have control of her weight, right? I mean, we should never have to see it. We never have to point out to a woman that she doesn't have control over her weight, because that should be a common thing. Especially back in the day, it used to be a common thing that women like controlling their weight. They like, knowing that what they did mattered to their health. They care about their health more. They care about themselves, Because what's funny, most women nowadays will be quick that when you point out this, like, yeah, you don't seem to really love yourself, because if you did, you would take better care of yourself. But they'll be quick to try to turn it around and be like, well, you don't care about yourself. But it's the fact that women, more often than not, talk about self-love, self-love, self-love. Guys don't talk about self-love. Guys talk about they love big butts, they love big boobs, they love big lips. They love what they love. They tend to talk about what they love outwards, more so than inwards. So they don't go around talking about, oh, I love myself, I love myself. They just like, okay, I am who I am. But guys are always willing to improve or change if there's a benefit to it, like losing weight because it's better for your health, or losing weight and getting in shape because you'll get laid more. We'll definitely go hit the gym for that. That's worth it. So that's the thing. But women nowadays definitely on the lazier side, where it's like, nah, just accept me as I am. I think I'm beautiful, and that's all that matters. And it's like, no, that is not all that matters. It barely even matters to you. You just want to say that it does, because you want the world to be like, yeah, you're perfect as you are, even though you're in a shape that is not actually natural. It's not how your body's supposed to be. You're not supposed to be this size in general, just from nature. Right now, the modern world has made us lazier, both men and women. All right? Thing is, on average, men can turn fat into muscle. So us being big is not too much of a problem, because we can fill up this large size with muscles. Women, you have to do the opposite. You have to take that large size and then condense it down to your actual physical form. The shape that your body's supposed to be in. There's a reason why you can lose the weight and can slim down, because you're actually supposed to be slimmer. You do realize that you're actually thinner on the inside than you are on the outside. The outside, you're literally carrying extra weight. That is not who you are. All that extra weight you're carrying, that is not who you are. That's not what makes you you. That's extra, which is why you should get rid of the extra so that way you can be the real you. The real you is under all that extra weight. And I said it before that you don't have to be a size 6 per se, but most women, especially if they're short, can easily be size 6. If you're the taller you are, the more you can weigh, because your body's literally distributing all that weight, all that extra weight that you're carrying, you know, from top to bottom. So you can be heavier if you're taller, but if you're shorter, you need to be lighter. That's all it is with that. The taller you are, the heavier you can be. But the shorter you are, the lighter you need to be. And most women, on average, tend to be on the short side, like around 5 feet, between 5'5", or something like that. Anything higher than that, you know, you're pretty tall. But yeah, between 5 and 5'5". Between that range, you need to be thinner. And again, it's not a problem to be able to do something that benefits you. You do realize this does benefit you way more than it would benefit anyone else. It's just that, you know, why not do stuff that, one, benefits you, and then two, makes the world a little bit better, right? Because there's going to be people out there that's going to be interested in associating with somebody of your caliber, which you should take a lot of things to account. Your personality, your sense of humor, right? Your intelligence, your size 6 dress, things like that, you know, does matter. Collectively, you should always try to have more. Now, the thing that's always interesting about the idea of some plus size women pointing out the fact that there's guys who do like plus size women. Well, I agree, there are, and I know some of them. The thing is, some of them you would ignore, even though you are their type. You ignore them because you'll be like, oh, well, they're not my type. That's a problem. That's called being a hypocrite. You'll be okay being plus size, but you won't be okay with these other guys being plus size. Most guys who like plus size women tend to be plus size themselves. Blew your mind with that, right? Most guys who like plus size women tend to be plus size themselves. Now, these guys can, of course, put in effort and get thinner and, you know, more muscular. That is an option, and most of these guys would do that. But look at that. They start off usually plus size, interested in plus size. It's rare for a guy who's, you know, very muscular and could date supermodels choose a plus size woman. It wouldn't happen. His interest would be supermodels, right? Thinner women, because he's in better shape. So since he's in better shape, he'll want women that are also in better shape. Not saying, you know, a plus size guy wouldn't be interested in a supermodel. It's just that, you know, he'll want a supermodel, but he'll settle for a plus size girl, right? Plus size woman. You know, because men, you know, on average, I'll say 99% of men rather have something than nothing, right? So they'll take a plus size woman, but, you know, don't expect too much from them, because remember, they're settling for less than what they normally, from what they actually want to be with you in the first place. So you can't expect too much from them because, you know, they didn't have much, right? And if they had a lot, they wouldn't choose you. They would choose models, right? They would choose better options if they were better. You know, and that's just how that is. It would be nice if, you know, if people, you know, had different measures, specifically women. It'd be nicer if y'all would, you know, look at plus size guys and give them a shot, because one, they would put in the effort to lose the weight if the weight's a problem. If you rather be with a guy who's thinner, they wouldn't mind putting that effort as long as you going to be with them. they'll put in the work, but you also gotta, put in the effort, right? Don't just be like wanting them to be a better version of themselves or be the version you want them to be, but then you choose to just do whatever you want randomly, and then he's supposed to be okay with it. It's like, that's not cool. Can't expect stuff from him, and then he's not allowed to expect anything from you. It doesn't make sense. That's being a hypocrite, that's being selfish, and that's definitely being greedy. Trying to have your cake and eat it too. Don't do that. That's why I tend to say women, ladies need to do better, right? Hashtag do better, ladies. But even though I say that, technically what I really mean is, ladies, you need to be more like women, right? You need to be more of what you're supposed to be, not be less. Because, men should definitely always do better. That should be their goal, is to always do better. Because, they have the potential to. Women should always do what women always have done and always should do, because that's how this symbiotic relationship of men and women exists. We're different genders for a reason, and we have to respect that that's the reason. We're different genders for a reason, and we function and work and we operate and we connect because of our differences. So we have to understand that men care about a woman's physical attributes, and women care about what men can do. Reach things that are high, lift heavy things, make a lot of money so you can afford to do a lot of cool stuff. So that's why it's important that if you want a six-figure man, then consider being a size 6 dress woman.